On this video, I'm going to show you that every decision that you make was caused by a thought that was caused by something else. On this video, I'm going to show you that we're simply victims of cause and effect. I'm going to show you that not only does free will not exist, it's impossible. We grow up thinking that we have power over the decisions that we make. But the truth is, we don't. The truth is, free will is an illusion. You cannot make a choice without a cause. And if something else happens that causes your brain to react differently, you will make a different choice. 2 weeks back, I was watching Family Guy clips on TikTok, and I came across a video of Peter Griffin when he was young. He was walking in the street, and some guy in a van offered him chocolate. He was like, "Yo, kid, you want some chocolate?" And Peter said, "No. My parents said I shouldn't take chocolate from strangers." And then he went home. And then later that night, he opened a newspaper, and there was a story. It said that some kid was offered chocolate by some guy in a van. And Peter realized that, oh shit, it was the same guy that offered me chocolate earlier on. And the next day, a different guy offered him chocolate. He was in a van as well. Peter accepted and he got raped. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking he could have made a different choice, but nope. If he didn't read the newspaper that night, yes, he could have refused. But because he read the newspaper, he couldn't refuse. You see, that was the cause. That's what made him make that decision. Now, if when he was reading that newspaper, his mom saw him reading that newspaper and she said, you know, a lot of kids are going to get kidnapped because they're going to think that there are guys offering kids chocolates out there. That would have caused him to think a little different, right? Now, whether or not he was going to enter that van was going to be determined by which cause was more powerful. How was the story written on the newspaper? Or how did his mom, or how convincing was his mom when she said a lot of kids are going to be kidnapped? You see? Not him. He didn't have any power over the decision that he was going to make. The power came from external forces. Now, I imagine Peter beating himself up, saying to himself, only if I listen to my parents. But the truth is, it was impossible for him to not make the decision to enter the van. If we rewinded time over and over and over again, he would have made the same decision over and over and over again. It was impossible for him to make a different decision because of the cause. His decision was the effect. And this, to me, is one of the biggest reasons why we must stop having children. Because it shows us that people who are in prison or people who are suffering because they made the wrong choices, it was not their fault. They couldn't have made the right choices. It was impossible for them to make different choices, you see. They are suffering because they were born. They had no control over how they're going to look, where they were going to be born, what they're going to experience. That's going to cause them to think what they thought and made the decisions that they made. You understand? So it's not their fault. They are only suffering because they were born in this world. So suffering was inevitable, you see. So we must think here as humans. it's very, very important for us to really understand the truth, to really understand how things really work, so that we'll make the right decisions. And I know what you're thinking. But like, if we don't have free will, then why are you making these videos saying people should stop having children? That's exactly why I'm making these videos. I'm making these videos because we don't have free will. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video on TikTok talking about why we should not have children. And someone said, too bad I found this message after having children. Which means that if they saw my video before having children, it would have caused them to think different thoughts, which would have led them to make different decisions. You understand? So I'm making this kind of videos because someone might watch a video like this and be like, okay, this dude might be onto something here. You see? A couple of months back, I posted a video explaining why we don't have free will, and someone commented and said, maybe you've been hurt in the past and you don't want to believe that the people who have hurt you have free will. It makes you feel better. But the truth is, it will make me feel better to think that they had free will, so that I'll blame them for what they did. You see? It would have made more sense if he said that you have done something wrong in the past and you don't want to take responsibility for it. So you say that people do not have free will. But none of that is true. I just think about this kind of stuff deeply. Very, very deeply. And this is my conclusion. If you think that I'm wrong, let's talk about it. Thank you.